Dissolving an LLC seems straightforward. And I understand sometimes businesses don't work out and you got to shut down your business. Doing it wrong could have some really severe negative implications. It could result in penalties, lawsuits, lingering liabilities, and even things you didn't even know existed. Many business owners overlook these few critical steps that are involved in shutting down or dissolving their business. And really, that's where things can get dicey. Today, I'm going to walk you through how to properly dissolve your LLC when you've made the decision that the business is not going to work out. Covering these key steps to protect yourself so that you make sure everything is done right at the right time without any losses, loose ends, or problems that could come back to haunt you later.
Sometimes businesses don't work out. It happens. Your business was a flyer and you couldn't make it happen. Sometimes it serves a purpose for a short period of time. Like if you want to be a consultant for a period of time, but then get a job with someone else as an employee, you can dissolve your LLC. An LLC does have the potential for perpetual life. It can be around forever, at least hypothetically. But you can also dissolve it whenever you want. There's a number of ways that you can do that. One is called a formal dissolution. A formal dissolution creates a bright line in the sand as of a particular day that LLC was no longer authorized by the state to conduct business. The other method is called an administrative dissolution. Administrative dissolution happens when you just stop paying your fees to the state. You don't renew your company with the state each year. And after a period of time, it's administratively dissolved. It goes into the penalty box for a while where it can be renewed. It can be taken out of the penalty box. But then after a certain period of time, that option is no longer available. And that's called an administrative dissolution. So the difference between a formal dissolution and an administrative dissolution is the finality of it. A formal dissolution, you're telling the world that this company will no longer operate. Now, there is something called a winding up period where you can still act on behalf of the company, pay off its debts. That's one of the things you must do. You can interact with contracts and tell people you need to cancel the contract. You can operate, close the bank accounts, make final distributions of whatever is left in the company to the owners after paying anyone you're owed money to. But that's very final. The other option, administrative dissolution, it sort of gives you an option. You say, I'm not sure if I need this company anymore. I don't want to pay anymore. Right? I don't want to pay the state. I don't want to pay the fee. It's in suspended animation for a period of time. But you can revive it. You pay the back fees to the state. It's as if nothing had happened. Yes, there'd be a mark on the company's record with the state, but you can bring it back from this suspended animation and then begin using the company again. The question you need to ask yourself is, do I need that finality, or do I perhaps want an option to be able to bring that company back in the future? It is going to be dependent on your circumstances, but we often recommend a formal dissolution when you want to start the clock on claims against that company. When you want to start that clock, you say, well, the company ceased to exist. It's not incurring any additional liability after this date. And there's going to be a statute of limitations over which someone can bring a claim against the company. It varies from state to state. It varies based on the type of claim. But at least you're setting that date where we're potentially going to escape any claims that may be lingering out there in the world. The formal dissolution gives you that. Administrative dissolution doesn't give you that because there's been potentially an additional, in some cases, 2 years where the company still appears to be functioning. It could be brought back from that state of suspended hibernation. If you want that finality, if you're concerned about potential liability, then a formal dissolution is going to be your best approach. So how do you formally dissolve your company? You file articles of dissolution with the Secretary of State in the state in which the company was formed. It's a document that says, we're done. There's a number of other steps you need to take related to it, but the most important part is submitting those articles of dissolution to the Secretary of State in the state in which the company was formed. Sometimes you formally dissolve a company and circumstances change. You actually want that company back. You want that company's same name because you built some brand recognition for it. And you can actually reform a company with the same name that has been formally dissolved. once the articles of dissolution are filed, someone else could, and you could, form a company with that exact same name in that state. If it's an administrative dissolution, if you just haven't paid the bills on it, you're not reviving the company that was formally dissolved. You're restarting a company with the same name. You can also form a company with the same name after that formal dissolution or during the administrative dissolution period in a different state with the same name.
If you're thinking about dissolving your LLC because you're moving to a new state, you should be aware that it's possible to move your LLC to a new state, and that may be a better option for you. It could save you time, it could save you money, it could save you effort, and it allows you to continue the business. The business life continues with that move to a new state. In this next video, I'll show you exactly how to move your LLC smoothly from one state to another state.